Hey there metalheads, welcome back to my channel, I'm Pei. And if you caught my last video, you might remember I talked about Joe's chrome guitar from the Olympics, and teased some big news. Well, today I'm here to deliver. In that video, we dove into Joe's gear and touched on his endorsement deal. Now, I've got something even juicier for you. Something that's going to get Slipknot fans really excited. Let's start with Mick Thompson. You might recall last year, when ESP made waves by signing Mick from Jackson. It was a huge deal. And it's clear ESP is seriously investing in top talent. But what if I told you that Mick isn't the only one in Slipknot getting some new gear from ESP? That's right, Mr. 4 himself, Jimroot. Now I know what you're thinking. Is this for real? Well, I've got some exclusive info from a very reliable source. So trust me, this is happening. What we know for sure is that ESP's custom shop is working on the guitar for Jim, and they even know the model. What's still up in the air is whether it'll be a full signature model, if Jim's switching from Fender to ESP, or if this could be a dual endorsement. If you're curious about why artists might switch endorsements, check out my previous video where I dive into that topic. Before we get into the specifics of Jim's new custom model, let's take a quick look back at his iconic guitars. Jim's signature lineup is extensive, from Fender's Telecaster, Stratocaster, and Jazzmaster to a Charvel Sandemus. Among these, his Fender Telecaster is the most iconic, known for its minimalist design and powerful tone. Jim has also been spotted with some stunning, unreleased Fender models. Intrigued? Don't worry, we'll get into those later. Jim's collection doesn't stop there. He's a true gearhead, with a wide range of guitars and amps, including PRS, Ibanez, Kiesel, Gibson, and even the few ESP models. His gear choices are all about finding the right balance between achieving the best tone and blending seamlessly with his bandmates, whether it's in the studio or on stage. So, if Jim's getting a custom guitar from ESP, what do you think it could be? A Tele-style T? A Jazzmaster-style XJ? Or maybe a Strat-style Snapper? The answer is the Snapper. That's right, Jim's going for ESP's modern take on the classic Stratocaster design. This choice is intriguing, considering his long history with the Fender Stratocaster. The Snapper offers that familiar Strat-style feel, but with ESP's renowned craftsmanship and contemporary features, adding a fresh twist to his sound. Now the big question is, what custom specs might Jim choose for this build? Before we explore that, let's check out the standard configurations offered by ESP. Heading over to their website, you'll see there are 7 different variants to choose from. Now we can immediately rule out a few options. Jim has never used 7-string guitars, so that variant is out. He also prefers topless guitars, meaning we can exclude the models with figured tops. That leaves us with 4 possibilities. These variants feature either an alder body or a swamp ash body, but it's likely Jim would swap them out for mahogany. Jim's approach to guitar design is all about simplicity. Less is more, as they say. So for this new Snapper, we can expect him to go with a mahogany body, a maple neck, and his signature pickups. He'll probably pair these with a compound radius ebony fretboard and jumbo frets for fast and smooth playability. And true to his minimalist style, we can expect only one knob and the 3-way switch to keep things straightforward. Given his recent use of a Floyd Rose bridge, he might be drawn to the FR models. Jim typically opts for classic, simple colors like black or white, but one finish option that caught my eye on ESP's website is the driftwood finish. This ties back to some of Jim's unreleased Fender models that had a sandblasted finish. Typically, sandblasted finishes are more common on swamp ash due to its open grain. but manufacturers have experimented with this technique on mahogany. It'll be interesting to see if Jim's new ESP snapper will incorporate something similar, adding a unique touch to his setup. To give you more context on sandblasted finishes, this technique mimics the natural erosion and weathering of driftwood, creating a distinct texture and rugged yet refined look. It's not just Fender and ESP. Brands like Mayonnaise have been ahead of the curve with this finish. In fact, I've got one right here that looks absolutely stunning. And let's not forget, PRS recently jumped on this trend too, with their sandblasted CE24 from the SE lineup, causing quite a stir in the community. It looks like this style is really picking up momentum across the industry. As a huge fan of Jim's work, I'm personally hoping this turns out to be a dual endorsement, rather than a full switch to ESP. His signature Telecaster is just too iconic to leave behind. It's hard to imagine his rig without it on stage. But who knows? Maybe this new ESP snapper will bring something fresh that complements his existing gear perfectly. But what do you think? Would you prefer to see a dual endorsement, or are you excited about the possibility of him fully switching to ESP? How do you see this new snapper fitting into Jim's setup? What configurations would you love to see? Let me know in the comments below. If you're into metal content like killer riffs, gear reviews, and latest gear news, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm always diving into new topics and have some exciting stuff coming up that you won't want to miss. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and keep on rocking. Until next time, stay heavy.